Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Thursday, August 21st. Huge news on the mortgage front. The Fed met, and the Fed said that they're not going to drop the interest rates now, which, even though the inflation since Trump has been in president is below 2%, and the Fed said that was their benchmark to get it below 2, we're already there. Jerome Powell, the head of the Fed, said he wasn't going to do it. Probably because Jerome Powell doesn't like the fact that Donald Trump is still breathing air. But nonetheless, here's what's happened since then. It's earth-changing news. One, the inflation since Trump has been in was at 1.7%. Now, the Fed has always said if we get below 2%, we'll cut rates because rates they're above the normal rate. Right after that meeting, one of the Fed board of directors resigned. Trump gets to pick her replacement. I bet you the replacement thinks a lot like Trump. There's only 7 on the Fed board of directors, and they serve 14-year terms. Jerome Powell's contract is up next May, so he's certainly out of there. And guess what happened? Newsflash, another one of the federal board of directors, Lisa Cook, she's about to get indicted on massive mortgage fraud. In a 2-week period, she bought 2 homes in different states and said that they were her primary residence. That's a felony, and you can go away for 20 years to commit mortgage fraud like that. I've worked with some investors, and they've tried to do some stuff like this, and I just tell them, do you want to go away for 20 years? It's a federal crime to commit mortgage fraud because the taxpayers buy up the mortgages through Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. This woman committed mortgage fraud in 2 weeks. She's out. So that means Trump is going to get 3 picks on the Federal Reserve. In an unprecedented move, when that announcement was made, 2 of the 7 board of directors for the Fed vehemently argued with the decision not to drop the rates. I think it hasn't happened in like 15, 16 years. If you Google it, you'll see. Normally, the Fed, when they do an announcement, there's a unanimous announcement, and all of them say we concur. 2 of the 7 disagreed. 3 of the ones that are on there now that disagree with Trump's policies are going to be out of a job very soon. So that means Trump's going to be able to pick the next 3 for the next 14 years. You're going to have that type of a mindset on there. So it's a very unprecedented move. Now, what does that mean? Mortgage rates are going to drop, and they're going to drop a lot. Once we get below 6%, and right now rates are already starting to soften because most people think we're going to get a rate cut in the end of September for the next Fed meeting. They meet every 6 weeks. If you wait for the rates to drop, you're going to be out there in a bidding war, because what's happening is something like 70% of the homes in America have the interest rates from COVID. Even if they bought the home 10 years ago, they refinance down to the 2.5%. They're never going to sell unless it's one of 3 major life events: death, job, divorce. Those are the only reasons those houses are going to come on the market. I mean, I've seen houses where their mortgage payment, it's less than an apartment in Plano. So those houses are going to stay locked up as inventory. And so when the interest rates drop and you have 4 years of pent-up demand where everyone's decided to buy a house, guess what? There's not enough houses for sale. That's called bidding wars. Number of buyers chasing a very small number of sellers. Think COVID. If you knew COVID was coming and you had bought 1 extra house back then and rented out your current house, because that's what I teach people to do. Never sell your home. Go to my website, neversellyourhome.com, and it'll tell you all the reasons why Dallas is an economic miracle, and you shouldn't sell it. But if you knew COVID was coming and you had done that in 2020, you'd have an extra $300,000 or $400,000 of net worth. We're going to return to bidding wars very, very soon. Now, when the rates drop, even if it's next spring or something like that, because real estate is a cycle, most activity happens in spring to like the 3rd week of August. If it happens then, it's going to happen. It'll happen when it happens. The point is, if you buy now, you can get amazing deals. I put 3 houses under contract this month alone for buyers. All of them are home run deals. Give me a call, 972-836-8880. It's Rick Baker. I'm with Coldwell Banker. I'm in the Frisco office. A little bit about me, if you haven't seen me before. Last year, I was named top 4% in the world for Coldwell Banker. I was an investor before I was a realtor. At my peak, I owned dozens of rentals at the same time. I teach people how to go from renting to owning to landlord because you never sell your home. If it's good enough for you to live in, it's good enough to rent out. Think about it. When's the last time a realtor told you to never sell your home? Give me a call.